Hi guys, it's Miss Barker. Happy Thursday. I hope y'all are having a great day. Today for our read aloud, we are going to be reading this book called Family Pictures. This book is a nonfiction book that is written by Carmen Garza. Not only was it written by Carmen, it's also illustrated by Carmen. So illustrated means that she has drawn all the pictures. So Carmen is a really famous artist who has lots of her artwork all over the United States. One thing I want to point out is the title is written in English and in Spanish. So this means that the book is going to be written in both languages. We're going to be reading the English language. Okay. So, my friends and I once went to a very big fair across the border in Reynosa, Mexico. The fair lasted a whole week. Artisans and entertainers came from all over Mexico. There were lots of booths with food and crafts. This one little section where everybody is ordering and eating tacos. I painted a father buying tacos and the rest of his family sitting down at the table. The little girl is the father's favorite, and that's why she gets to tag along with him. I can always recognize little girls who are their father's favorites. Oranges. We are always going to my grandparents' house, so whatever they were involved in, we would get involved in. In this picture, my grandmother is hanging up the laundry. We told her that oranges needed picking, so she said, "Well, go ahead and pick some." Before she knew it, she had too many oranges to hold in her hands. So she made a basket out of her apron. That's my brother up in the tree. See the brother right here? Picking oranges. The rest of us are picking up the ones he dropped on the ground. Can you see all the little oranges on the ground that his brother dropped? Lots of oranges on that tree. This is my grandparents' backyard. My grandmother is killing a chicken for dinner. My grandfather is in the chicken coop trying to catch another chicken. Later, my family will sit down and eat Sunday dinner, chicken soup. That's me in the blue dress with my younger brother, Arturo. He was so surprised by the scene that he started to drop his snow cone. We never had seen anything like that before. I knew my grandparents had always raised chickens, but I never knew how the chickens got to be soup. If you can see, the grandma is grabbing the chicken by its neck. So, they were not used to seeing this, and I'm sure some of you are not used to seeing that as well. I'm not. That's me hitting the piñata at my 6th birthday party. It was also my brother Arturio's 4th birthday. My mother threw a big birthday party for us and invited all kinds of friends, cousins, and neighborhood kids. You can't see the piñata when you're trying to hit it because your eyes are covered with the handkerchief. Here, my father is pulling the rope that makes the piñata go up and down. He will make sure that everyone has a chance to hit it at least once. Somebody will end up breaking it, and that's when all the candies will fall out and all the kids will run and try to grab them. You see her eyes are covered and she's trying to hit the piñata. So have you ever been to a birthday where they have a piñata? Have y'all ever hit a piñata and been blindfolded to where you can't see where you're swinging? Cakewalk was a game to raise money to send Mexican Americans to the university. You paid 25 cents to stand on a number. When the music started, you walked around and around. When the music stopped, wherever you were, you had to step on your number and stop. Then one of the ladies in the center would pick out a number from a can. If you were standing on the winning number, you would win a cake. That's my mother in the center of the circle in the pink and black dress. My father is serving punch. I'm the little girl in front of the store scribbling on the sidewalk with a twig. See right here. In the early spring, my grandfather would come and get us, and we would all go into the woods to pick nopal cactus. Here, my grandfather and my mother are slicing off the fresh, tender pads of the nopal and putting them in my boxes. My grandmother and my brother, Arturo, are pulling leaves from the mesquite tree to line the boxes. After we got home, my grandmother would cut off all the needles from each cactus pad. Then my grandfather would parboil the nopalios in hot water. The next morning, she would cut them up and stir them in with chili powder and eggs for breakfast. This picture is about the times my family went to Padre Island in the Gulf of Mexico to go swimming. Once we got there, a fisherman had just caught a big hammerhead shark at the end of the pier. How he got the shark to the beach, I never found out. It was scary to see because it was as big enough to swallow a whole little kid. You see that big shark. My grandfather used to have a garden and also raised chickens and rabbits. In this painting, he is coming into the kitchen with a freshly prepared rabbit for dinner. My grandmother is making tortillas. That's my little brother, Arturo, sitting on the bench. See him? He liked to watch my grandmother cook. And that's my younger sister, Margie, playing jacks on the floor. I'm watching from my grandparents' bedroom, which is next to the kitchen. On each of the 9 nights before Christmas, we act out the story of Mary and Joseph seeking shelter at the inn. We call this custom Los Posados. A little girl and a little boy play Mary and Joseph, and they are led by an angel. Each night, the travelers go to a different house. They knock on the door. When the door opens, they sing, "We are Mary and Joseph looking for shelter." At first, the family inside refuses to let them in. Then the travelers sing again. At last, Mary and Joseph are let into the house. Then everyone comes in and we have a party. So by seeing that there's more than just one family participating in Los Posados, this helps me understand that Carmen must have grown up in an Mexican-American community where all of the families celebrate together. If you can see, there's a bunch of different families here, all in line waiting to go inside. This is a scene from my parents' kitchen. Everybody is making tamales. My grandfather is wearing blue overalls and a blue shirt. I'm right next to him with my sister Margie. We're helping to soak the dried leaves from the corn. My mother is spreading the cornmeal dough on the leaves, and my aunt and uncle are spreading meat on the dough. My grandmother is lining up the rolled and folded tamales ready for cooking. In some families, just the women make tamales, but in our family, everybody helps. You can see everybody is working together to prepare their dinner. It was a hot summer evening. The whole family was on the front porch. My grandfather had brought us some watermelons that afternoon. We put them in the refrigerator and let them chill down. After supper, we went out to the front porch. My father cut the watermelon and gave us each a slice. It was fun to sit out there. The light was so bright on the porch that you couldn't see beyond the edge of the lit area. It was like being in our own little world. See, even the cat wants some. Many years ago, as I passed by a church, I happened to see a quinceañera. A girl was celebrating her 15th birthday. She made a grand entrance in a low rider car that pulled up very slowly. She really took her time fixing her hair, while all of her 14 attendants and their escorts waited to enter the church for a special mass. I was amazed that the girls' dresses were hot pink instead of the usual pale colors worn for a quinceañera. I didn't have a quinceañera, even though my parents offered to give me one. It's very expensive to throw such a big party, and I didn't want them to go into debt. But I put myself in this painting as one of the people watched. I am the little girl in the red skirt at the top of the steps. So a mass is the word for a Catholic religious service. And a quinceañera is both a religious event and a Mexican cultural tradition. This is the scene at my neighbor's house. The lady in bed was very sick with the flu. She had already been to a regular doctor and had gotten prescription drugs for her cold chest. But she had also asked a healer to do a final cleansing or healing for this flu. The healer came over and did the cleansing using branches from the rue plant. She also burned copal incense and a coffee can at the foot of the bed. Healers know a lot about healing. They are very highly respected. Whoa! You can see the coffee can. My sister and I used to go up to the roof on summer nights and just stay there and talk about the stars. We also talked about the future. From the time I was 13, I knew I wanted to be an artist. And all those things I had dreamed of as an artist, I'm finally able to do them now. She made up our beds to sleep in and have regular dreams, but she also laid out the bed for our dreams of the future. Okay guys, so once you're finished with this video, answer the questions below. Have a good day.